In 1979, IBM was making headlines by becoming one of the first Fortune 500 companies to allow employees to work remotely. That's right, nearly 40 years ago, the corporate giant adopted this modern outlook on work. In fact, IBM found the practice to be so successful that by 2009, 40% of their 386,000 employees worked remotely. Fast forward to 2017. IBM tells its thousands of remote workers to relocate to an IBM office or find a new job. But what caused IBM to reverse a seemingly successful policy? It was the belief that bringing teams back to the office would make them more productive, innovative, and agile. But is working from home really less effective than working from a traditional office? According to Gallup, remote workers put in longer hours and are more productive than their non-remote peers. So why are we still debating this? The truth is, for all of its benefits, working remotely can have its struggles, typically in forming relationships and career development. A recent Harvard Business Review study states that many remote workers feel like their non-remote colleagues don't treat them equally and don't believe they fight for their priorities. But the reality is, remote work is the future. 51% of workers would change jobs for a role that offered them flex time, and 37%, they would make a move for a role that allowed them to work remotely at least part-time. But perhaps the issue isn't with remote work. It's how we manage and work with remote employees. For managers and coworkers to develop successful relationships with remote workers, they all have to make changes. No one likes to feel like they're in the dark. So start by setting expectations. Clear and honest communication is even more important for remote workers. Remote employees don't have the luxury of being able to swing by your desk to ask questions, so be sure to schedule consistent check-ins. Pick up the phone or connect over video to make the conversation more natural. Have trust and confidence in your remote workers. Just being in the office doesn't guarantee that an employee is being productive. By changing your attitude and management style, you can make remote work for your team.